And now, amid escalating tensions on the Korean peninsula, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has ordered his frontline troops onto a war footing. And North Korea's media says Kim has called on armed forces to be ready to launch surprise operations. Now, Pyongyang and Seoul traded rare artillery fire across their borders on Thursday. The joint U.S.-South Korea military exercises have raised tensions with the North. And meanwhile, North Korea's ambassador to the UN Security Council has called on the body to hold an urgent meeting to discuss the joint drills that are taking place.
Should the Security Council again ignore the Democratic People's Republic of Korea's just request to discuss the U.S. joint military exercise, it will be giving up its primary mission of maintaining the international peace and security to become a political tool of an individual power.
Now, Songnam made the remarks in a letter sent to the Council on Wednesday. He said the Council has, quote, unjustifiably ignored similar requests. And Pyongyang regards the joint U.S.-South Korea annual drills as a rehearsal for an invasion. Now, this year's drills started on Monday and will run until August 28th. 50,000 Korean and 30,000 U.S. soldiers are involved in the drills. Now, to get more on the story, we're joined out of Nara, Japan by Mr. Ryan Dawson, human rights activist. Now, Mr. Dawson, we've seen similar tensions in the past between the two Koreas. How serious is the buildup that we're witnessing now?
Well, this is the worst one we've ever had, and I'm glad that this news reported that there are 80,000 troops in this mock invasion of North Korea. I'd also like to point out that they're doing these drills right next to the DMZ, the demilitarized zone. There's no purpose or point in doing such a thing. I don't think any country would not be on high alert if such a thing were happening on their border. Can you imagine 80,000 Chinese troops in Mexico practicing an invasion of Texas? How would the Americans react?
And that's going to be my point to you. I mean, how much does the presence of thousands of U.S. troops in the region contribute to tensions between the two Koreas?
It puts North Korea on edge, and I'm no supporter of North Korea or the dictatorship. They're a massive violator of human rights, but you cannot have the empire like the United States, which routinely invades countries and has murdered millions of people since World War II, involved as an ally of South Korea and putting their troops and their weaponry and their gear just south of the border of North Korea. It's the most aggressive military state in the world is America. And of course, that scares the North Koreans.
And Mr. Dawson, if the U.S., if Washington was to take itself out of the equation, how would it alter the current landscape between the two Koreas?
Dramatically. I mean, I would love to see reunification, but it will never happen with the Americans there. They're just too much of a threat, and they can't be believed on anything they say because American foreign policy routinely lies and looks for pretexts to start a war. I mean, this could escalate into a nuclear war. They don't have the capacities quite yet, but you notice that North Korea is threatening the United States in their threats. They're saying they're trying to get a weapon that can hit the United States because they clearly see who the aggressor will be. The America killed millions of North Koreans in the Korean conflict before. They bombed everything with a roof. About 30% of the buildings in North Korea were burned or destroyed before the Korean War ended last time. And so they still feel that. They still think of it in those terms, and they're very angry at the United States and very threatened by the United States, much more so than South Korea. In South Korea, they're the same people, they have the same language, there's a process there that could go forward if you got the aggressive agitator out of the equation.
All right, thank you for your input, Mr. Dawson. That's Mr. Ryan Dawson, human rights activist, joining us out of Nara, Japan.